Hello everybody and welcome back to Dr. Ghost Games. If y'all are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Dr. Ghost and I make content for the game World of Warships Legends. Today we are going to be in none other than the Tier 8 American heavy cruiser USS Baffalo. And we are also going to be joined by a division mate, none other than Simpin Ain't Easy 1. He's going to be in the Allen M. Sumner. Now today's video is a bit of a different one, and that's because it's Friday, and on Fridays sometimes I like to have special videos for you guys, and this one is one of those times. If you guys are watching this live, I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the premiere. But everybody who's dropping in afterwards, I seriously thank you guys so much for being here, guys. You guys are all awesome, no matter if you're here live or not. I thank you guys for being here. But yeah, so without further ado, let's talk about what's going to happen in this video. Now today, we are of course in the Buffalo. It's going to be a crazy game. We're going to, just so you guys are aware, I'm not going to spoil, the ending, but I'm just going to say that this is my most high damage game I've ever had in the Buffalo as of yet. So get your popcorn ready. It is going to be a fun one. So yeah, commander build up on the screen right about now. We're running Norman Scott. I love my Norman Scott. And yeah, on our Norman Scott, we got Beyond Range, Igniter, Punch Through, Fixated, and Refill Station. He's a level 16 Legendary 4, which means he's basically maxed out. We're going to go and take away the Commander build right about now, and we're going to put in the Commander Inspirations right about now. Now for the Commander Inspirations, we have Francesco Membelli. Time to make a move. Reduce the reload time of your cruiser's main batteries by about -6%. We also have Augustin Regiewald, Merciless. Increase your cruiser's AP shell maximum damage and reduce your cruiser's reload time. So the reload time about 3% and cruiser's main battery shell damage about 3%. So two very nice inspirations to have. We're going to go and take away the inspirations now. And yeah, we're going to talk a bit about the match, and of course we're going to talk a bit about the Buffalo. So if you guys haven't checked out my Buffalo video yet, I'm going to quickly go over what the Buffalo is and basically what's it all about. So the Buffalo, it's basically the next ship from the Baltimore. It's the placeholder between the Baltimore and the Des Moines. Now, do I think Des Moines is better than this thing? Obviously, yes. Des Moines is going to be better. Do I think Baltimore is better than this thing? It depends on the situation. I think the Baltimore has a bit better, has a little bit better maneuverability, but overall, I'd say for DPM and raw firepower, Buffalo takes the cake. Buffalo has 12 803 millimeters, imagine. No. This thing has 12 203 millimeter 8-inch guns, and of course her super heavy American AP shells, and of course you got your standard American HE. So I mean, you're gonna smack people around, and if you guys really utilize your range and the speed and maneuverability of your cruiser, and of course use your concealment, use island cover, I think you guys will have a good time. Notice the HE power on this thing too, because we have 12 guns and we're able to dish out so much HE because we've got like a 7-second reload with our refill station and all the other stuff we have on. We're able to keep dishing out so much DPM. It is unrelenting for the enemy. It's non-stop, and the only way they're going to kill you is by basically hitting you with a big AP salvo. Now notice we're up to 55,000 damage because we've been HE spamming pretty much the whole beginning of the game. Like, that's one of the huge strengths with this thing. But when you guys get opportunities to utilize the AP, use it. You know what I mean? This thing has great AP. If you guys get broadsides, like on cruisers, on battleships even, you can absolutely wreck them. Now, the armor on the Buffalo, yeah, the speed and maneuverability, not the greatest. The turning is pretty bad. But the armor on the Buffalo, 27 millimeters of bound stern plating. Basically, anything with 15, anything that has anything bigger than 15-inch guns. So 16s or higher will go straight through your bow like butter. This thing does not have the greatest armor. It does have good armor, but for the tier, it has pretty bad armor because almost everything can overmatch you. That's the main issue I find with this thing. So yeah. Now, by the way, there's our first kill. We got an arsonist medal off of John Bart. Get the heck out of here, John Bart. we all know we don't like John Bart. So there's nothing more satisfying than burning down a John Bart, I'd have to say. But yeah, guys, the armor on the Buffalo, it's pretty good, but against battleships, it's pretty bad. And also, guys, here's some AP action. Look what we are doing to this freaking chappie. Oh my lord. Absolutely just pummeling that guy with the AP. I mean, that's what I mean, guys. HE, you guys can HE spam out of it, but if you guys get broadsides, utilize that AP, unless it's like a destroyer, and that's very different. But yeah, the AP, guys, it's fantastic. Armor, it's all right for the tier, but anything with 16s will just plow straight through your bow stern, wherever. It doesn't matter. It really is unfortunate, but if you, like I said, guys, to counter that, what you need to be doing is utilizing your speed, maneuverability, use island cover, use your concealment, and you guys will be able to actually have a decent time. Kite around too, if you need to, because the only way to deal with a 16-inch gun or higher battleship is, of course, by keeping them at range and keep smacking them from range. Burn them down. Use the AP when necessary. That's what you guys need to be doing in your American heavy cruisers, because you got good armor, but when it comes to 16-inch guns, you don't have very good armor. So, yeah, but enough talk about the armor. We're going to talk a little bit about the AA on the Buffalo. AA is pretty good. Nothing too crazy. It's an American heavy cruiser at the end of the day. It's got really decent AA. And, of course, the secondaries, it's a cruiser. You don't really need to care about secondaries too much, unless you're, like, German. But even that is hit or miss, literally. But that's about it, I think. Really not much else to talk about the Buffalo. It's got a lot of hit points, 47,800. You got a lot of health to work with. Really nice indeed. Now notice we're already up to 123,000 damage in the first 7 minutes of the match almost. We've got a high caliber already. We've got, of course, our arsonist we got off that John Bart. Now here's some AP action. I'm hoping that this Ibuki will turn out, but unfortunately he just doesn't, which is good for him. He knows that he knows he will get absolutely destroyed if he even over angles in the slightest. Because remember, the American armor piercing has increased pen angles, so I mean, even if he over angles like that, that's risky, and that's really risky. AP could easily go right into that Citadel and absolutely obliterate him, which is what might happen right about now. Nope, he turns in and angles. Good job to that Ibuki. But he's playing a dangerous game here. It's only a matter of time before he might make a mistake and take a big chunk here. Now, there's some of Simpin's torpedoes coming in now, not to mention Simpin has been capping bases, and that's huge. Destroyers need to be doing that. That's their job. Thank God I had Simpin on this team, because notice how bad our team is just throwing this game. So to have Simpin there getting those caps, trying to, get some points, that, I think, is what's winning this game right now. Is Simpin getting in there and getting those caps and his destroyer. That's huge. Now, of course, when we switch over to the high explosive, he goes broadside, but it doesn't matter. We've got very good reload on our Buffalo. We're able to switch over to the AP very quick, and down he goes, double Citadel. Boom. That is our second kill of the game. We're up to 145,000 damage, but we're not done yet, guys. We're not done yet. That was pretty juicy. Now, I'm worried about torpedoes coming from that Ibuki, so notice I'm still kind of pretty cautious, but I think we're okay. So I turn it and I start engaging this Tirpitz. Now, the Tirpitz cannot overmatch us, luckily. Thank God, because, that's kind of the one strength with this thing, is you get up against tier 7s. The Des Moines doesn't, well, it right now does, but next update, Des Moines will no longer have the luxury of going up against tier 7s. Literally, Des Moines will be getting overmatched by everything. So Des Moines are going to have a bit of a harder time. But right now, Buffalo is in a pretty good spot, I'd say. And I could totally, though, see it being nerfed in the future. But I hope not, because this thing has some pretty raw DPM. The 7-second reload I can get it down to, it is just dirty. It's dirty. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out where this freaking aim is wanting me to go. There we go, there's some hits. But of course, the game says I could shoot. I shoot, hits the island. Thanks, Kim. But yeah. So at this point, we are just trying to burn down this Tirpitz. I'm trying to slow down so I can get behind the island. Unfortunately, though, I zoom right out. Because like I said, guys, the speed and maneuverability of the Buffalo, it's super clunky. And we over-angle a bit there. We take a couple penetrations from that Tirpitz's 15-inch guns. Nothing much we really could have done about that. Maybe if we would have angled sooner, but I was hoping that I could have got behind the island, but it is what it is, guys. So, notice the Tashkent out there. We take some shots at that Tashkent. Yeah, now notice we're using our bow armor. We know for sure that the Tirpitz cannot overmatch us unless he switches over to high explosive. So we're using that beautiful 27mm bow armor. It's an example of, a perfect situation to use that 27mm. Now, the Hipper is still spamming his HE at me. That's his best option because he's able to get a lot of HE damage, potentially get some fires too. And good job to him. Turpitz still shooting AP at our bow. He misses there because German dispersion at its finest, right? But yeah, now notice we're already up to 174,000 damage. You know, like I said, guys, this match, it's the highest amount of damage I've ever had in the Buffalo yet. So, yeah, and I've had a lot of good games in Buffalo, but this one takes the cake. Now, we're still, you know, using our armor. We're not going broadside. I did take a bit of a risk there. I was over-angled just a little bit, but luckily Turpitz hit too far on the back. He ricocheted off my stern there. And we're still spamming that HE out of our front guns, trying to get a fire on that hipper. By the way, there's our Confederate medal. We're up to 193K. We're closing in on that 200K damage mark. And yeah, so far a phenomenal game in the Buffalo, if I had to say so myself. Tashkent comes out. I take a shot at him. And fortunately, actually, this is what he does manage to take him out. That's the Tashkent down. And all that's left now is this enemy Turpitz and the enemy Hipper. We're still keeping that angle. The Turpitz does start looking over, I think, at Simpin. So we are able to get all 12 of our 8-inch guns. Now notice he starts looking back, so we turn into angle. We're still quite over-angled, but luckily he has HE loaded. By the way, we're up to 217,000 damage. I didn't even notice that. That's just how fast we were able to get that damage. Now I switch over to the armor piercing because I'm wanting to finish him there. Notice the AP damage, just absolutely ripping him up. And yeah, and very shortly I'm hoping that he will just go down. And we take an overpen there, fortunately, from that Turpitz's AP. Simpin manages to torpedo the Hipper, getting a devastating strike. Down he goes. Unfortunately, there's no cracking opportunity there, but it is what it is. Hipper down, and we're about to have the Turpitz down as well. Next salvo, he should be off, and yeah, down he goes. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is the end of today's video. I hope you all did enjoy it. Battle ended. Victory, of course. Thank you, Simpin, by the way, for helping with that game. But yeah, 231K Confederate arsonist, high caliber. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah, what a freaking match. But yeah, everybody, that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you all have enjoyed it up to this point. Thank you guys for tuning in for the full 12 minutes. If you guys have made it this far, anybody who's watching live, I appreciate you. And yeah, everybody, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. I'm trying to see if I'm going to go over to the match results or the team result so I could see the XP. I think I had something like 3.7K base. Simpin had 2.8K base. Great job, dude. But anyways, I will see you all Monday. Peace out. Stay healthy, as always.